Not necessarily that I didn't think that it was for me. I thought it was too daunting for me, right?
That's a lot of people's thought, and
Yeah,
yeah, sometimes you just gotta begin by beginning, and
yeah. And it's yes, exactly. And it's not even to me about seeing it through to the end. This is absolutely one of those it's the journey, not the destination shows. And you just get a lot out of not even like plot reveals, just taking in the show for what it is.
absolutely. I
Uh
mean, Luffy doesn't worry about the how he's going to
yeah,
become king of the pirates. He just knows he's going to be king of the pirates. That's how you got to approach the show.
yeah,
I don't know how I'm going to
exactly.
catch up. I don't know when. I'm going to do it. It's going to
Yeah.
happen.
You walk into it the same way Luffy walks into fighting everything, doing everything, which is just I'm just gonna do it.
Yep.
And here I am. 61 episodes is a lot. I don't think I'm gonna be suggesting I watch 60 episodes of anything on this podcast again. But this is something I've wanted to do outside of this podcast for a while. It's like I just want to get a taste of one. Do we want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the absolute size, the thickness of One Piece? I want to hear your thoughts on how that relates to One Piece and the conversation around it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's people say about so many things, but it's about the journey, not the destination. Like I'm of the mindset I don't really even care how it ends. Right? It's
Mm,
about I mean, it came out in 97, right? So it grew up with us. Pretty much
mhm.
exactly, right? Um and it's grown with us just in the same way, and I think that's partially what makes it so special. I think if it did come out and you binge watched, say it ends at episode 2000. If you're like, all right, in 3 months I'm just going to watch 2000 episodes, I almost think you lose something out of that. I think experiencing the journey, living with the characters, I think is part of the enjoyment. And I think that's something that can only uniquely be done in something so long.
Interesting. I've said before that I feel that when you have TV shows, you get a unique opportunity to uh, explore characters in their little moments and just understand them at like every place in their life that they live at just because there's so much of them.
Yeah.
You understand like the little things, right? Same with video games like RPGs done well.
Right.
uh I can only imagine how true that is for like Luffy or Zoro or Nami. Like at this point, it's got to be crazy.
Yeah, it's One Piece is one of those things. I think a critique that could be made is it is so long, but there isn't necessarily a whole lot of character development, so to speak, as far as like Luffy's kind of the same person. He's pretty locked in to his
I believe.
morals and things like that. He progresses in strength, but he doesn't have like dramatic character arcs changing his personality. But I think there's a difference to me as a concept between character development and character progression.
Mm.
You
Speak
know,
more on that.
I think you don't need dramatic arcs to progress as a character. You
Mm.
can still be subtly learning from your mistakes and not making the same things and still becoming a better person without dramatically changing. And I think that's kind of a subtlety that is hard to pick up on for a lot of just general audiences.
Because the story has to progress.
Right.
The story has to have an arc. But the character of Luffy, kind of like the character of Goku, in my opinion,
Yeah.
doesn't emotionally or like mentally like make any changes to his approach to anything, at least from what I've seen. Uh, and it's just kind of he gets stronger, I'm sure, because it's a
Yeah,
shonen.
absolutely.
Uh, but outside of that, like the thing that makes him someone everyone wants to rally behind is because he is so certain of his goal and such a good, solid person from go. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing
and
to change about Luffy.
he has that such a core morals that I think, are instilled by Shanks and things originally growing up with, some of the strongest pirates there was.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
he there's some core components to Luffy that I think sets him apart to me and makes him really special as a character.
Yeah.
Is one, he trusts actions, not words, right? He doesn't care what people say about Zoro, and then he sees him eat the food from the ground that the person brought him. He's like, all right,
Yeah.
that's my crew. He doesn't care what people say about Sanji until he sees him feeding Jin or whatever his name is
Hmm.
that went hungry. He's like, all right, that's my. He doesn't care what people say about Nami. They say she stole your ship. She said whatever. He's like, no, I've seen her. I know
It
who
even
she
goes
is.
in the other direction for Nami because someone's about to give like the lore drop on like this is why Nami is like
Oh yeah,
rationalizing her actions, and he just walks away. He's like, I
yeah,
don't
which I
care.
love. He's like, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. I don't care what you say. I see what happened, and I think that's
yeah,
so strong of a like moral code to me.
mhm.
Um,
I completely agree.
Another thing that sets Luffy apart to me is he's one of the rare protagonists that has no issue with receiving help.
Oh, interesting.
He's he knows he's not a navigator. He knows he's not a chef. Doesn't matter. I'll find him.
Hmm.
He doesn't need to be that guy. He has his friends. And the power of friendship's a common thing, but I think it's done differently. Um,
Yeah, that
I
is
think
rare.
that's yeah.
Well, it's
Um,
such an individualistic thing that stories can be sometimes, right?
right.
That's not Luffy at all. He's like, I
Especially
want
when you're the most
every pirate
powerful.
needs a crew, right?
Right. Especially when you're the most powerful one on your crew and things like that. It to still be like, all right, I need them is
Hmm.
something that's kind of special. It makes everyone have their kind of unique impacts and things like that.